So here we are. After a breathtaking qualifying yesterday, the cars are taking their final positions on the grid. It's time now for the Singapore Grand Prix. The Marina Bay Street circuit then has 23 corners, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, taking us a total of 3.1 miles around the landmarks of downtown Singapore. An average lap speed around here, just 107 miles per hour. As the drivers complete their preparations down below us on the grid, one man who's no stranger to the pre-race pressure is Anthony Davidson, who joins me in the commentary box today. Great to have you with us, Ant. I'm sure you can tell us all about what goes through a driver's head before lights out.
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle. And the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, and Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Sainz, and Kevin Magnussen, Perez, Grosjean, Lance Stroll, Van Dorn, Raikkonen, Brendan Hartley, and Marcus Ericsson. Alonso and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 14 of the F1 2020 Charles Leclerc mod career mode, where today we're here back at the Singapore Grand Prix. Now we head into the final third of this championship, 25 points back from Mercedes man Lewis Hamilton, 21 points back from Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. We need a return to form desperately. I've been saying it for about the last 3 races in this series, but today we managed to stick it on pole position. They're really happy with our qualifying time at the end of the day. Manages to sneak pole position by a good couple of tenths, and I genuinely can't remember the last time we were able to get pole in this series. It must have been very early on in the season. But heading though to Singapore, the toughest race on the Formula 1 calendar in my opinion. Hopefully we can keep it nice, clean and tidy today and see if we can come away with the race victory. I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be for this one. Sat on the grid then here in Singapore. The 5 lights are going to be coming on now then. It is 5 red lights and it is lights out and away we go then. Not a very long hold at all. Seb's going to be able to get a much better run on the run down towards turn 1. We'll give him the room on the inside as we head through the first couple of corners. And Seb's been able to make the move work. Hopefully Albon will be able to get past him as well as we drag race out of the first couple of corners. Obviously Albon got an absolute worldie of a start last time at Monza. If you missed out on that video, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But yeah, I only lost the 1 place then off the start to my teammate Sebastian Vettel. That's, based on recent weeks, probably quite good going for us, in all honesty. And like I keep saying at the moment, we need to focus on beating Lewis Hamilton. He's now got a 1 race margin over us in terms of points as we get a little bit loose there. But yeah, we need to try and stick with him in the championship because this is normally where he gets really strong. So we'll wait and see as to how this goes over the Anderson Bridge for the first time. Getting very close to the walls. But yeah, we've kept it clean and tidy off the start. Hamilton is back up into 3rd though, however. So not too ideal for us. I was hoping Albon could do a bit of the defending for us, in all honesty. But yeah, this track is all about settling down into a rhythm nice and early. No threat of rain here today as well, which is probably a good thing. So let's just try and keep these ultra soft tyres in good shape. Of lap 1, what's the gap going to be to Sebastian? Right, 9/10 of a second. So the team already thinking about when to make the pit stop here. Don't really want to go for an overcut. The hypersofts obviously can go off very easily around this circuit, but if we get all over the back of Seb, we might try and go for a bit of a cheeky undercut on him. Maybe get some redemption for the real-life 2019 Singapore Grand Prix. Obviously, racing in the evening this time round. Not quite at night. You get a little bit of a different aspect of Singapore. It really does go to show just how much is around this circuit that you never really get to see on a GP weekend.
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
End of lap 2 then. Seb just putting out a couple of tenths on that lap. We can't afford for him to make a particularly big breakaway on us. However, Ferrari pace round here doesn't quite seem to be able to be matched by Red Bull and Mercedes, so hopefully this is a good sign. But I mean, flashbacks always to Spain early on in the season where we came together. Those sorts of races we cannot be seeing a repeat of. As Seb just inches away another 10th in Sector 1. Just trying to be quick but careful at the moment. We might try and go for an undercut on him.
When beating this lap, give us the best in lap you can.
New fastest lap of the Grand Prix then. So a good 4 tenths out of Seb. Just slowly starting to get into a rhythm, but I can already feel these tyres underneath us starting to go off. But this track is so much about patience. It is very, very different to a lot of tracks to get in Formula 1. I think that is what has made the Singapore Grand Prix quite special. You know, you don't spend much time on the throttle. You really just spend a lot of it just sort of dancing on the pedals. But yeah, we're sticking with Seb then. That's the most important thing. And now we've got to try and pull out an undercut.
Okay, clear.
Oh, yellow flag's out. No idea who's struggling then. Sure we'll get, if it is someone dropping out of the Grand Prix. Who has fallen off? It seems to be someone in the midfield. It is Carlos Sainz again. Another retirement for the McLaren driver. Not what he needs at the moment, but we can't afford to focus on that. We need to focus on getting our car nice and tidily into the pit lane, attack the curbs through the final chicane. Again, a little bit wild, but that's okay. And down into the pit lane. 35 miles an hour, just so I get it stopped. Kimi Räikkönen out of the Grand Prix as well. Not too sure where that's happened. But 2 drivers out then, already in this Grand Prix. Where are we going to come out? Please say the back markers aren't going to hold us up. I think they are by the looks of it. It might just be the last couple of cars. But yeah, we've got Russell and there is Latifi. He is going to be a couple of seconds ahead of us, so hopefully not going to hold us up too much as we've got to try and get out of the pit lane nice and tidily. Yeah, no, we shouldn't be held up too badly. Now we've got to try and push. What worries me as well at the moment is Latifi is actually going to set the Ultras as well, so he's going to be out for quite a few more laps in this Grand Prix, so we are probably, unless it goes catastrophically wrong, going to have to make the move work on the circuit. But Ultrasofts, ooh, we make a bit of a mistake there. Ultrasofts are feeling good. Seb's going to dive it in. So we should get a rough indicator of where we are going to be in terms of him in this Grand Prix. But now we're all over the back of Latifi, almost put it into the wall there. Get away with that one, and look how slow the Williams is as we head through the final couple of corners. Can we get up the inside into the final corner? He's going to give us the room. Fair play to him, and we've done it. Where are we going to come out in comparison to Seb, though? Where are we going to be looking? I think we've done it. We have. We've got the undercut on my teammate Sebastian Vettel as well. He's actually going to lose a good 4 seconds, by the looks of it, on that lap. But now, we're going to try and battle our way through some of the back markers. This is where it can get very, very dangerous in the world of Formula 1. We're up into P11 again. Hopefully we're going to see a few more people diving in shortly, but I think most of these guys are on the Ultras, which is not what we need. Coming into Sector 3 of lap 6 then. At the moment, we're hanging on out there. Okay, we have got Russell now not very far up the road, and this is certainly going to be the area of the circuit where we notice just how much the cars like the Williams are going to be losing to us, like we saw with Latifi last lap. But we got track position. We just need to be a bit patient with them and try not to do what we've done a couple of times recently and just knock our front wing. last of the front runners are going to be diving it in. But yeah, you can see a lot of these guys are going to be going quite a way longer in this Grand Prix by the looks of it. We should have probably got the run on Russell down into turn 1 there, but made a mistake through the final couple of corners. And now we're just sat all over the back of the Williams. Can we get the run off of turn 3? Russell's probably going to keep the nose up the inside. Yes, he does. A little bit of contact. Now it's a drag race. We should be able to do it now. No way can the Williams match the Ferrari in a straight line. There we go. Up into P6 of the Grand Prix, but yeah, pretty certain we're going to have to get past all of these guys, which might not be so fun. Next up then is Giovinazzi. If this was real Formula 1, I'm sure we'd have Mattia Binotto on the radio. Look at the run that we get there. Oh, we need to get the run off of here on him. Should be pretty close. We can probably go for a bit of a send. There we go. Just trying to dance our way through the slower cars. Next up then, Lando Norris.
They have an issue with their car. They're going to...
Oh, Gasly going slowly. Oh god, look at that. AlphaTauri's McLaren's all getting in the way there. And yeah, I think that's Pierre Gasly, who Jeff tried to flag up was having issues, but the radio cut out. Now we need to try and get past Lando into turn 1. Gonna go very, very late on the brakes. Oh, nearly a bit of contact. But Lando holds on to it for now. Yeah, this is all getting not quite what I need at the moment. A little bit harum-scarum, but hopefully now we should be able to get the run on the McLaren. We've got the inside for the kink. Hopefully we should be fully past him. Yes, we are. So we're over to P2 then. Only man ahead of us is Grosjean, but I mean he's 9 seconds up the road, so fingers crossed we can't claw all that time up in 2-3 laps. We have taken 4 seconds out of Grosjean in the space of 1 lap, so I'm getting a little bit worried that we might end up applying some pressure to him before he dives it into the pits. But I don't know why he's leading races in this series. Why can't he do it in the Haas Road to Glory? That would be much, much more useful for me, in all honesty, but we're not going to worry about that too much. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix, 39.4, gap to Grosjean 2.3, so we probably are going to have to try and get past him on the road here. But we're doing okay at the moment. As soon as I say that, can't quite get the car in a low enough gear. Almost understeer out into a wall, that would have been rather embarrassing. But we're doing okay. We're hanging on in there, we're keeping it smooth, keeping it tidy. Seb's still down in P4, trying to get through all the back markers. Oh, effectively net P2 obviously, but P4 on the road. But at the moment, we're doing everything we need to. Come on, Grosjean, pit now, buddy. Pit now, yes! That's what we like to see. Grosjean dives it in just as we get all over the back of him. Perfect for us. And we now back up into the official lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Just 5 more laps to go here around this city-state. But we're doing everything we need to. 10-second gap now to our teammate Sebastian Vettel. He has really, really been held up a lot worse than I have in all of that traffic. Dink the wall there, not quite what we needed, but we just need to try and bring this home now. Just realised with 3.5 laps to go of this Grand Prix, Albon now has actually snuck himself back up into P3 of the race, which not only obviously helps me out against Hamilton, but helps the team out against Mercedes as well. It really has not been a good race today for Mercedes. Well, look at that, Max Verstappen as well on the mini-map. Right with Lewis Hamilton as well, so it, yeah, clearly is not Mercedes' track. Often, you know, we've seen him as first or second best. Never really have we seen Verstappen challenge us. Albon is normally there or thereabouts, but yeah, Verstappen having a really rough season. Never really challenges Mercedes or Ferrari, but he is doing it today as we head down in towards the final couple of corners of lap 13. Starting to get a little bit of that tunnel vision as well that I always think is quite good to have around the street circuits. You know, you sort of get into a rhythm, everything like that. But yeah, at the moment, we're doing okay. We're building up the gap still somehow to Vettel. despite not feeling like I'm really pushing, but don't want to get too comfortable as well. 2 laps to go here at Singapore. Heading on into the final lap then, here of the Singapore Grand Prix. If we manage to hold on to this, which I'm very much obviously hoping that we do, unless we make a stupid mistake, this would be our first race victory since Canada, which seems crazy when you look back at it. And I mean, it's, yeah, been a really, really rough few weeks in this series. We just haven't had the pace, made a few mistakes here and there, struggled a bit, been unlucky as well. You know, everything seems to have gone against us in the last few rounds. I mean, we headed into Canada, I think, with about a race margin over Hamilton. And yeah, 7 races later, he had a race margin over us. But yeah, here at Singapore though, we got a good lap in qualifying. Not often do we get pole position in this series, I'll be honest. I can't genuinely remember the last time we got pole. But we got it here at Singapore today. Kept a nice, clean, tidy race. A couple of scary moments, you know, with the lapped cars, or I shouldn't say lapped cars even, sorry, just the slower cars on the alternate strategy. But that's the way racing goes sometimes. We kept it sensible. We kept our head down. We picked our way through that. And since then, it's just been fairly cool, calm and collected. Just trying to bring it home now in this race. Having a look at the mini-map, it appears that Verstappen has got past Hamilton as well. So Mercedes really not having a good day of it in the end, which is perfect for the Ferrari team, perfect for myself as well, as we try desperately to close back up some points in both of the championships. But through the final couple of corners of the Singapore Grand Prix, it has been a long time coming in this championship, but it is win number 5 here of the F1 2020 career mode victory in Singapore.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
A great win then for the Maranello team today. So, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
So, here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari on the top step once more. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Lance Stroll. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So there we are then, the end of the Singapore Grand Prix, and it is a Ferrari 1-2. It's exactly what we needed here today. Albon in P3 ahead of Verstappen in 4th. That means that both Red Bulls jump both Mercedes in the end, with Hamilton 5th and Valtteri Bottas in 6th place. There's Stroll coming through best of the rest. A fantastic job by him for 6 points on the board ahead of Romain Grosjean, Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris. I think that's his first points of the season, or at least he hasn't scored many up to this point now, finishing ahead of Esteban Ocon, Magnussen, Perez, Kvyat, and you can see further down the order there, George Russell, Gasly, Giovinazzi and Latifi there, with Raikkonen and Sainz both not making it through to the end of the Grand Prix. In terms of the Drivers' Championship then, the gap back down now just to 10 points between myself and Lewis Hamilton, as this is very, very quickly becoming now a 2-horse race there. 6 races to go. It is now just the Red Bulls, the Mercedes and the Ferraris that can mathematically wrap up this Drivers' Championship. In terms of swaps though, Stroll moves past Sainz and Raikkonen there. No other moving going on in the Championship. But in the Constructors, suddenly we take a big swing in the Constructors' Championship, and we now jump past Mercedes to the top, 4 points clear of the Silver Arrows. Like I said, 6 races to go of this championship. It is really, really heating up. We will be back next time out in Japan. But a big thank you to all of you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to like the video and get yourself subscribed. And yeah, like I said, we will be back out next time, I think, for the Japanese Grand Prix. However, now thinking about it, it might be Russia. We'll find out, and we'll see you wherever we end up next.